The fire crackled low in the clearing, throwing long shadows across the mossy earth. Lyra sat with her knees drawn up, arms wrapped around them, watching the flames as if they held answers. Across from her, Ethan leaned back against a log, his eyes half closed, but alert, always alert. Ashen sat just outside the circle of light, the fire's glow catching the edges of his profile but never fully illuminating him. None of them had spoken much since setting camp. Words still felt fragile, like stepping onto cracked ice. I used to think fire could burn the past away, Ashen said suddenly, his voice rough and quiet. But it doesn't. It just makes everything clearer in the light. Lyra glanced at him, then at the fire. Sometimes it's not about burning it away. Sometimes it's just about warming your hands after the cold. Ashen let out a breath, almost a laugh, but not quite. He picked up a small twig and turned it over in his fingers. I dream about it, you know, the day we split. Over and over. Sometimes I say something different. Sometimes you don't leave. But it always ends the same way, empty. Ethan opened his eyes fully now, sitting up. We were all grown then, he said, in our own ways, running from different things. It was just you, Ashen nodded, not in agreement, but in acknowledgement. I know doesn't make it easier. The fire popped, sending a flurry of sparks into the air. One drifted up toward the trees like a tiny star before fading into the dark. There was silence again, but this time it felt different. Heavier, baby, but not hopeless. I saw the ruins, Ashen said at last. The old outpost near Sereth's spine. It's gone now. Just rubble and wine, like it never mattered. Lyra's voice came softly. It mattered. To us, that's enough. Ashen looked at her, really looked, as if trying to understand how someone could still hold on to things like that. Me Anakin so much had fallen apart. I think, he began, then hesitated. I think I forgot what it felt like to have someone believe in what mattered to me. Ethan rose and walked to the edge of the clearing, staring out into the dark. We're not who we were, that's true. But maybe that's not a bad thing. Behind them, the forest creaked and murmured. Somewhere, and all called out, low and distant. Lyra leaned forward, stoking the fire. We can't undo what's behind us, she said, but maybe there's something ahead that's worth walking toward. Together, Ashen didn't respond right away, but after a long pause, he reached into the pouch at his side and pulled out something small, a fragment of stone, worn smooth. Its edges chipped like a broken relic. He held it out toward the firelight. It's from the old hole, he said. The one where we made the oath. Ethan turned, Lyra's breath caught. I kept it, Ashen continued, even when I didn't know why. No one moved for a moment. Then Lyra reached out, cupping the shard gently in her hands. She turned it over like it was something sacred. It still matters, she whispered. Ashen looked at her, and something in his eyes softened, pain still there, but no longer drowning him. Ethan stepped back into the firelight, his voice steady. Then let it be the first stone we lay down. Not a weight to carry, but a foundation. The three of them sat in silence once more. But this time, it was not the silence of avoidance. It was the stillness of healing beginning. The kind that comes when grief is no longer alone. When the broken pieces are named and held not to be fixed, but to be shared. And as the fire burned low into embers, and the wine whispered through the trees above, it felt like the forest was listening, bearing witness, offering its own kind of quiet blessing. They would walk again in the morning, and this time, not as scattered fragments, but as something slowly, carefully becoming whole.